Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, government rules out supplementary budget as Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta prepares to present review of 2022 estimates next week, Wednesday. Also coming up, Bank of Ghana set to appeal court ruling reversing revocation of UniCredit's license as it raises serious questions about the verdict and its impact on financial stability. And later, on the Joy Business Journal, we will chronicle the voices that made news as Ghana announced engagements with the IMF for a 17th program. Details coming up. My name is Darrell Kwao. First up, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will not be presenting a supplementary budget to Parliament next week, Wednesday, July 13. That's according to persons with knowledge of the mid-year budget review. Government sources tell Joy Business this is based on data available as of last week, and this is barring any changes from now till the time of the budget presentation. Joy Business understands that the Finance Minister may strictly move to enforce previous expenditure cuts in the mid-year review. The Ministry of Finance has maintained that the July 13 date is still subject to parliamentary approval. Meanwhile, economist at DataBank, Courage Mate, tells Joy Business it may be prudent for government to totally rule out a supplementary budget.
A supplementary budget would be the way to go in this current situation. I mean, what do you want to spend extra on when you should rather be looking to cut spendings? This budget should be one that signals government's commitment to expenditure cuts, government's commitment to welcome the IMF program, kind of a dress rehearsal for austerity measures for the coming years. And so it isn't one that we expect would want to introduce additional expenditure lines. That does not mean that revenue measures cannot be introduced.
You heard there, Courage Mate, who is an economist with DataBank. Government has indicated that the 2023 budget, which will be presented in November this year, will be influenced by current discussions with the International Monetary Fund. Now, a senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Seyram Kaur, has said that Ghana cannot continue to blame the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war for the country's economic woes. Speaking on Joy Business Social, he indicated that managers of the economy have not been prudent with the country's resources. Mr. Kaur advised government to channel the country's resources into productive sectors such as agriculture and industry.
Look at how much we want to put into the construction of the cathedral. That amount that we are going to use for the construction of the cathedral could have been used for the construction of 4 of Jata cements around the country that will employ a lot of people. So we cannot blame the Russia-Ukraine war solely on that. There are countries like Namibia that got some bailout, just as Ghana has gotten. They have been able to construct hospitals, add to schools, and they did the same things. But in Ghana, what did we find? We have done this, and there is nothing tangible to show for it.
Senior finance lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Seyram Kaur. The Bank of Ghana has indicated that it would appeal a Court of Appeal ruling directing the central bank to reverse the revocation of the license of savings and loans company UniCredit in 2019. According to the Bank of Ghana, it has instructed its lawyers to appeal the decision in the interest of promoting financial stability in the country. The Court of Appeal, in its ruling yesterday, described the Bank of Ghana's decision to revoke the license of UniCredit as wrong because the regulator did not go through the right procedure in taking the action. Sources close to the Bank of Ghana noted that it has asked the receiver of UniCredit to continue to perform his statutory functions whilst appeal processes are filed by the central bank. Now, by the ruling, the Court of Appeal reversed the earlier decision of the Human Rights Court dated 18th March 2021, which held that the Bank of Ghana followed the relevant laws and due process in revoking the license of UniCredit Ghana. Meanwhile, the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies has revealed that new companies are seeking licenses from the Bank of Ghana following renewed confidence in the sector after the cleanup exercise undertaken by the central bank. According to the association, activities in the sector are also picking up, enabling savings and loans companies to meet critical demands of the informal sector by providing loans for small businesses. The Bank of Ghana in 2019 revoked the licenses of 23 savings and loans companies as part of the measures to clean up the financial sector. Speaking to Joy Business on current activities in the sector, Executive Secretary Trinibua Kodja Boache expressed optimism that more companies will join soon.
We'll as it stands now, we've even received one company that had upgraded this license from a tier 2 to a tier 1. So they have even applied to join the association as we speak. And we have also had another institution that is also coming online. And so for us, we can only wait for more institutions to join the industry, because the industry is more profitable. The industry, if you do the right thing, you reap the right result.
You had the Executive Secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies, Chineboa Kodia Boache. Turning to a Greek now, a research scientist, Dr. Richard Ampadu Amayao, has indicated that genetically modified organisms, GMOs, have played a major role in addressing challenges in the Greek sector. According to him, commercializing GMOs will help address the rising food prices, growing food import bill, and the impact of climate change. Speaking at a training workshop for journalists on GMOs in Tamale, Dr. Ampadu Amayao urged journalists to help propagate the benefits of adopting biotechnology. Here's more.
The Alliance for Science, in partnership with the Ghana Agricultural Rural Development Journalists Association, Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology in Africa, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, and the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture organized a workshop to educate journalists on genetically modified organisms and other forms of biotechnologies. Senior research scientist with CSIR, Dr. Richard Ampadu Amayao, charged journalists to engage the right authority with matters regarding GMOs to ensure accurate reportage.
We are just beginning, and we believe that it has a future. It has a future because we look at the GMOs and the promises that it gives us in terms of resolving the issues of poverty, resolving the issues of malnutrition, resolving the issues of hunger, and other income issues of farmers.
Executive member of the Alliance for Science, Ruben Kwenu, explained the rationale behind organizing a workshop for journalists on biotechnology.
Basically, this workshop looked at a few of the crops that scientists are working on in terms of the BT, cowpea, and then the newest rice. And the idea behind the workshop is to bring journalists together, bring writers together, and then educate them what is going on the lab and how to go about their report.
About 30 media practitioners from across the country participated in the training.
Well, it's been a busy week of initial talks between the team of negotiators from Ghana and the IMF for an economic program. Ghana has targeted a bailout program worth $3 billion for swift macroeconomic stability, terming it as the Enhanced Economic Program. But how did we get here and what's at stake? Here's Charles Aite, who has a wrap in today's Business Journal.
Few days into government's resolve to seek an IMF bailout, many wonder, how did we get here?
Even if they go for the money, they will come and then embezzle it, and then they'll be spending our money.
If we go to IMF, I think IMF can regulate the government.
Seth Terkper is former finance minister who had sounded the alarm for an immediate IMF program months before government's announcement.
If we don't go to the IMF now, I have more questions. Didn't you go back to the IMF for COVID loan? If we were that solid, why didn't we stomach it ourselves?
Ghana's net international reserves has declined to $4.6 billion in April 2022. That's from $6.9 billion in January 2022. This has impacted the foreign exchange market, as some multinational firms that have declared dividends so far are also expected to repatriate the funds to the investors. This, among many other severe economic challenges, mounted pressure on government to seek IMF assistance. Kojo Opon Nkrumah is Minister of Information.
This is the appropriate time that you will take a decision like this.
In all of this, Ghanaians are concerned about the impact of any conditionality on their cost and standard of living.
The only thing we can tell the government is that they should return our yield levy for us and cancel the yield levy with immediate effect, since they are going for the IMF.
Right now, going back to IMF seems like we are now weak to the extent that we can't even do things which will benefit us anymore.
Yes, seeking IMF assistance will bolster investor confidence, but the Association of Ghana Industries AGI wants the government to put forward a decisive homegrown policy.
Definitely there is instability in the macroeconomic environment. Every effort to bring it back is critical.
Whatever happens at the negotiating table for the 17th bailout program, Ghana's trading community is nervous about conditionalities that could disrupt public spending. Dr. Joseph Obeng is president of GUTA.
As we are speaking, I don't know what they are bringing to bear and then the restrictions that they are adding up.
Some economists are not very optimistic about Ghana's prospect. An associate professor at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Charles Godfred Acker, describes the intervention as short-term, which will leave the country back in the same situation.
I am saying that the central bank can finance about $1 trillion. It should not be IMF be the solution. They will not give us anything that can change Ghana.
Government continues to be hard-pressed with options of easing economic hardships and stimulating public spending. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.
And that's the Business Journal for this Friday. Before we go, let's check the markets. The cedi trading at 8 cedis 10 pesos to the dollar. Also maintained a slight improvement against the pound, selling at 9 cedis 74 pesos. The euro going for 8 cedis 24 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil went up marginally to open trading at $105 a barrel. Gold is selling at $1,741 an ounce after increasing by 96 cents. Cocoa lost $2 to open trading at $2,354 a ton. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The Super Morning Show continues. Here's Winston.